Good evening, and welcome to This Week in Joe's Basement. I'm Joe, and this is my basement. So, this week in Joe's Basement, we're having another one of our special Joe's Basement viewer call-in shows, our chance to hear from you people out there in television land, and your chance to call us in and give us feedback about the show, to give us comments or suggestions, or give us shit generally, or talk to us really about anything that's on your mind, actually. Sort of a chance for us to turn the tables and have you viewers out there rise from your passivity and provide the creative stimulus this week. Anyway, so the way this works is simple, actually. We're going to have two telephone numbers at the bottom of the screen of two payphones, which cannot be traced. At these payphones, the producers of This Week in Joe's Basement will be manning the phones and waiting for your calls, and we will videotape that process of us answering your phone calls. And then next week, for next week's episode, we will air the most interesting phone calls and our responses to them. Anyway, so to honor this auspicious occasion, actually, I'd like to get right down to business. Yes, I'm not going to indulge in any wine. I'm going to get off the bottle this week, lay off of that so I don't ramble and digress endlessly. I'm not going to have any snack food so that I don't talk to you with my mouth full, and I'm not going to pause even for a moment to answer any viewer mail. Instead, we're going to get right down to the business of this week's show. That's right, we're turning the tables. It's your turn this week in Joe's Basement.
Okay.
His secretary's pregnant.
I forgot that I did this.
So you're planning to film the opening night, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Outside what theater?
Oh, I don't know about that. Malcolm X, I just want to go. And not get killed.
Running out of wine. I better get funny soon. Okay.
It's kind of dark.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Cooks, White Zinfandel California wine, and Joe's Basement proudly present Vintage Joe's Basement with a little bit of after spill. Television is a messy enterprise. This week in Vintage Joe's Basement is in fact our last vintage episode. We're going to look at the class system in America before proceeding on next week. I think we're looking at the 16th of November.
Yeah, I know.
To the start of our new fall season. We have another viewer. Your chance for you people out there in television land to hassle us here in Joe's Basement at payphones, which cannot be traced.
Chuck from Cook's.
Anyway, so that's next week. New shows. Check it out. Stay tuned. Come back. All that sort of thing. Anyway, so.
Turn your pager off, man.
In a few minutes, we're going to really deep and meaningful
Anybody need a beer, by the way?
Of the class system. Yeah. Which there is a class system. But before we get on to that, distract my peripheral
Any ladies up front?
Never mind. Viewer mail time.
Michelle?
I know Vente does, and our sister does.
Here we go. Well,
Ask him around.
still Michelle from the aftermath of last week's
Nothing
episode.
taking any drugs, right?
Joe reeling from the scent of cheap perfume. As female fans,
You know I don't drink, Jill.
I saw you, Michelle. Yes, I know. I was having brunch with my daughter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can pass it.
I didn't see
Someone
her.
on television. Like
Where did you see me? I said,
Very
yeah,
obsessed or
yeah,
anything,
you
and I
waited
don't
to
get
the
it.
window, right? Yeah, she was like, she's too little to see.
Anyway, one of these ladies was Freedom, the female half of the celebrated
Who's there?
Prize.
Pooh
Very
Bear.
creative and very sexually twisted individuals who like Joe's Basement frequently. Freedom made me all sorts of weird offers which are impossible to comprehend, not accompanied by an address or a phone number.
Come here, Pooh.
And her boyfriend, Enterprise, sends me a picture of James Dean to show me how tough he is, and he says simply, "You want freedom? Enterprise, freedom and enterprise." Not too happy about me scoping out his girlfriend. Oh well, I don't even know what she looks like.
Really drives me bad.
Genuine safe sex. Deb Paulson, who's usually a lot more low-key. Deb has included a reader ad here for a previous episode in which we advertised that it featured Joe's dream encounter with his biggest female fan, which was, of course, at the time, Deb Paulson. How times change. Dear Joe, it was quite a surprise to see myself referred to in the reader as your biggest female fan. Ardent is a more accurate description. Excuse me, sorry, Deb. Congratulations on choosing a new fan to wear the Joe's biggest female fan 93 crown. I think that crown is still up for grabs. I'm not between, I guess, Freedom and that young 19-year-old woman who sent a picture of herself with her hands over her face and a few others. I don't know who Deb has chosen for this honor. The official duties assigned to she who wears the crown are too numerous to enumerate. Here, suffice it to say that it's been an action-packed year and I'm ready to pass on the crown to the new recipient. I think this is a hint. I'll also be providing her with the officially sanctioned duct tape and scissors so she can carry on the grand tradition of Joe's annual tape me up, tape me down. Sweet dreams, Joe. Fanatically yours, Deb Paulson. Thank you, Deb.
These are real letters, guys.
I'll be having sticky dreams about you.
Was that the real admirer?
In my outtake bin.
That was a real dream, though, right?
That's right.
Tanya, another one of the ladies, sends me a picture of Santa Claus and some artwork, which she's composed herself. A couple of feet, very appropriate. Joe, I'm not artist, but I felt the need to be creative, she explains.
There we go. Hello. You're still watching. Haven't you noticed that this show is pretty dull? Kind of monotonous, maybe? Well, it's not going to get any more interesting. I know. I shot it, okay? The point of this week's show is not for you to watch it, but instead for you to call us. Use the telephone and call us up and give us your input and your exciting new ideas. That is what's interesting about this week's show. So don't just sit there and watch it. What are you doing? Get up! Use the telephone. Do something. God, you potatoes out there. I can't believe it.
On one side, she's got a series of feet here, and on the other side of this piece of paper, she's got 2 feet pointed up and 2 other feet slightly offset. Looks to be an intimate posture. And she's got something other than artistic creativity on her mind. Tanya. Hello, Joe. I really enjoyed watching the vintage Joe's Basement shows. I really like seeing some of the strange characters like the butt creature. Actually, I'm not quite sure what the other characters there are, but I know I saw a few. I got an idea. Why don't you do a show on the birth of the butt creature? Then again, maybe you shouldn't. I'm so sorry I missed the part to help for your viewers. I'd like to think of myself as a pretty normal person, and quite frankly, I was pretty frightened at the drinks there.
What? Everyone Joe drinks.
The power of suggestion. See, that's if you did Joe's Basement drinking game.
Attended.
Isn't that one built in already?
I think you would have found that
Hey, skid marks, we made up the drinking game.
We used to play this
our
with
viewers
you
to
watch
meet
Bob
producers
Newhart
of the show,
and
public
Bob.
people
Yeah.
who are actually
Hi, Bob.
people, older people.
There's the one
I'm
from the
sure
Love
the
Boat
shit
too.
is
Star Trek.
really odd.
That chug boat, I believe. It's really obvious.
6 pages of rules.
Beam me
Why
up,
don't you
Scotty.
encourage more sane people to write? I hope that they will. I'm sure they have something interesting to say. Note that Tanya refers to the sane people group as they. Tanya. Thank you, Tanya. Ooh, thanks for the
She's saying all these weird things about the butt creature, and then she says,
this week in Joe's
I'm a really normal person.
but
But I want the butt creature.
sensitive and touchy issue. Our favorite here at Joe's Basement, things that embarrass regular people on the street. This one also tended to confuse people, in fact. I think you'll find that there's something there. So stay with us and drink up and check it out for the last of our vintage Joe's Basement episodes. Class this week in Joe's Basement.
How many people in this room aren't Americans?
So what we're trying to talk to people about today is
Something about America.
status or class or whatever you want to call it in America. Some people think that you can call people high, upper class, middle class, lower class. What do you think about that? Do you think that means anything to you?
No, not really. No.
It's so much trouble getting anybody from all the area to talk to us.
No, it's an
They
economic
didn't want to be bothered.
question right now. You make so much money, you're in this class, when I call it a class. If you don't make that much money, then you're in this class, you know.
Yeah, O'Brien.
Seems like the majority of people are in the middle somewhere. Low middle, and upper middle.
Where do you place yourself?
Right in the middle.
Right dead center?
We're policemen.
Where would you want to be?
Hold on, that was a cop who talked on TV?
You know,
Got a couple of them actually. They were policemen bikers. They had a motorcycle club.
Oh, the Blue Knights,
What do you
right?
think makes somebody high class or low class in this society? Hey, you're still watching? What, are you trying to set some sort of a stamina record? Look, if you want to prove something, why don't you just call us and say something witty? That'll prove something. Fine. Fine. You want to watch something boring and keep watching? Have it your way.
I think intelligence, education, and some cases money.
Breathing.
If a guy think he got a job making more money than you, then he think he in a higher class, and then it changes attitude. He has a different attitude towards poor people.
Is he right though? Is he better?
Not as a human being, but class-wide maybe.
So high class. So from the high class.
Pull up the butt. Pull up the butt.
Absolutely wrong.
Okay, what's class mean to you then?
Class has to do with education and with the way you look at the world, I think.
That's where Bottom's dog is moving
Ask her
for
about my
speaking.
what
She's
is
got
high
a
class
Stupid
then?
kind of cat.
Outside water tower place.
I would say just a more refined way of looking at things. I don't think it has too much to do with money, although money sometimes helps you enjoy some of these things.
Rich people.
Where would you rank yourself in the class system?
I wouldn't. For you.
23rd.
For a personal matter.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, that's fair enough. So what do you guys do?
Good bird, Joe.
Here, I served this way.
Thank you.
I'm in dental school.
What a good woman.
Yes, I'm a husband. Yeah. And a husband, yeah.
Just to make that clear to the viewers at large.
Cheeks are flushing red
So
now.
we're interested in what you think, whether you think there's a class system in this country.
Yeah, I'd say there is.
Definitely.
How would you characterize it?
High school,
It's not
college.
distinct, it's broad, and the caste system, you may be born into a certain caste system, but, or a certain level, but it can change. You know, you're not stuck with it for life, I don't think. A lot of it depends on your education or where you go and what you've been, where you started from, and you can definitely move on, but unfortunately, some people do seem to be categorized.
Where would you rate yourself as far as this goes?
As far as class system?
Students.
Yeah. Students, definitely, yeah. Not
Outside the classes?
I'd say we don't belong in any category. We hit the
Oh,
whole gamut.
but that
I'd
doesn't
say.
apply to me.
We're
No, of course not.
Students, and then once I'm a dentist, I think I
Yeah.
still won't be in any class particular. We'll be
Besides
broad
upper.
range. We'll be doing what we want to do.
The guy actually
What
looks a
makes
little
somebody
cheap.
high class?
I think it's income related.
Could you pass
Is
that
it
popcorn?
nothing but income?
Well, with income comes status, and so I think yes.
What about the drug dealer who may make, $100,000 a year? Is he high class?
That's
I think it has something to do with white collar jobs, and then high income on top of that for the high class.
So your profession grants you status?
I think somewhat, yes.
So high status profession might be if you're a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that, one of the traditional.
Yeah, I think it would be.
So what about people who don't work at all and have inherited money?
Brain teaser here.
Well, it's from their successful parents, and I
It's a good
guess
job if you can get it.
it's like old money.
yeah.
Are they high class to you?
I would say so.
What is it about them?
Hey
that
man, you
decide
got a
their
quarter?
money?
You got a quarter?
Yeah, really. I guess the way they carry themselves about, stuff like that.
This guy in a leather trench coat.
Be born into the upper class and end up with no money and is able to fool a lot of people about where they actually fit in the structure.
But the only thing he
Myself,
possesses
yeah.
allows him to present himself as being upper class, even though he lacks the money.
I agree, it's refinement, it's an ability to, carry off. Sometimes it's a charade in terms of all sorts of different,
group at Cook County Jail.
I hope they don't see this.
Sweet of you. God, you're so nice.
Sometimes it doesn't have too much to do with the amount of money you have, it's how you view the world, as I said before.
Something that signifies a lower class or maybe creates a lower class
Budweiser.
is probably the main factor, main influences their environment, where they came from, what family background they had, where they grew up, how their parents were. Their parents
Paul
are
Fusel says that.
the biggest factor in their environment.
It's like, like in St. Louis, we have Ladue, which is the very rich neighborhood. And you have, East St. Louis and North St. Louis, which is really, really nasty area. If you take all those people, you give them Ladue, you give them, Ladue's, kind of cushy environment, opportunities there, the houses, the mansions and everything like that. Those people are going to change. They're going to be different. It's called the nature of cahotism. If you treat someone a certain way, if you put them in a certain environment, they'll act that way.
That's no fair. He studied for this.
Well, what do you think they do on the street or even?
No, he just saw that movie with Eddie Murphy. That's
Right.
Oh, low self-esteem. Low self-esteem. They get out in the rut and the dump, and they can't pull themselves out. Some people are weak. Some people can't take hardship like other people.
Leave it to a
Why do
security
you think
guard.
some people end up on the street pushing a shopping cart and sifting through garbage to try to scrape by and get a living?
They don't got enough marbles to make it work.
Laziness. People get welfare handed to them.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
America gives them poor people a lot of money. They just sit back and collect it, and they just don't feel like working. You're working, you get handed money for free. Getting a Marine, I think it's bad. I think they should go out and get a job. What do you think we should do about it? The government should start knocking down the wages that they're getting for free and start making people work for a living.
Who's at the
I
door?
think that'd be the best bet. You got your grocery cart here, you've been scavenging for stuff. Is this how you get by from day to day?
This is my job, right? That's a good word. Scavenger. That's a good word. I consider myself a
Stony Brooks lives in his car.
it's like a scale. You say scavenge, that's more like picking up garbage. But it's another word, it's very close to that. It's like a salvage thing.
He's a maintenance engineer, not a janitor.
That's your job.
And it's more, it's more like, and it keeps me busy. Well, it's,
Yeah, I can see that.
it's I don't tell them.
Is this how do you buy food and do you have a place to live? How do you get by
It's
that?
considered by, certain standards to be homeless. But even though I don't make enough money to pay rent, like, and
You sell the stuff you get in the cart?
I trade, the stuff I picked up. I traded like in the so-called junkyard or metal shops or things like that. Oh well, I didn't always do this. I didn't always do this. I'm kind of like brought up working. You see, I happen to come out of a family that believes in work. That's not moderately large family, and we all come up. We just there's no laziness, no slothfulness there.
So have you ever collected welfare?
Assistance. Like maybe I would go to one state and I need to travel money, something like that. I don't believe in welfare.
What's the difference between us?
Why is he where he is and why are you where you are?
Several reasons. You can't put one reason on it. Obviously, maybe he was brought into a situation as he grew up. He didn't have opportunities that maybe I had of going to school, going to college, going on to professional school. Maybe he didn't have education and that kind of thing. Maybe he made some bad decisions in his life. There's many reasons why I'm probably where I'm at and, why he's in a situation.
Your parents.
Don't think it is.
That's right.
You can't pick your parents.
Upbringing had a lot to do with it. No question, the family system probably is the
Family
biggest.
system is the biggest and most important thing.
Family values.
It should be more emphasized than anything else.
But then your upbringing has helped you get to where you are.
That's right, he pushed it a little too hard.
Definitely, I had a wonderful family.
We're not supposed to have any.
That's important, the values that they teach you, perhaps?
Families or
I think so.
Remind me to call my mom and tell
They
her
give
to
you
help.
to reach the goals that you want to have.
Gee, Dan.
Well, she voted for Clinton
Okay, a
too,
high
so
class
it's okay.
attitude means
She'll
more
accept that.
selfish behavior than a maybe a middle class or a lower class. Then higher class attitude. Put me on the
Can be
spot here.
associated with kind of false ideals, maybe maybe something that that isn't so much and so honest to what you really believe. It's just you've grown up and you have the ideals of upper class, you know, such as, you know, you need to grow up, you need to make a lot of money to carry on this lifestyle, otherwise you won't be accepted. And it does carry on that way. Whether it, you know, if it's middle class, it's the pressure isn't so much there to follow in the father's or the mother's footsteps, or you know, so be it.
I think the higher you go in the class system, the more the norms take over as far as pre-described pattern behavior.
Where do you guys rate yourselves in the class system? Where do you rank?
Right now, since I'm young, I'm a lower middle class. And I've
It's almost impossible for everyone to have an equal chance.
I'm an equal trans.
I thought I was in one of
I
those.
mean, I think it starts with the federal government, the electoral process.
Now, who would rather
and,
hang out with, her or the guy in the bowling alley?
stereotypes.
And what do you do for them?
I work as a freelance model.
Sorry,
A freelance model.
We had a Thursday night exhibition.
And where would you categorize yourself if you had to within society?
Well, fortunately, I am in a comfortable position because of my profession, but there are so many people who are less fortunate and haven't had the breaks that I've had. I don't know, because of my appearance, my stature, and my connections. I have gone through certain doors that would have obviously been closed in other people's faces.
Dan, funny face.
Oh, what's on his tongue? Oh my God!
Okay. That's good. Okay.
Michelle is the queen.
Michelle wins, hands down.
We all used our fingers.
Don't know. To put our faces, I don't know.
Anything else, Dan? Oh, better than that.
I don't know.
You hate
Something else I
Dan
could do.
Who's that?
with a rabbi beard.
Yeah.
Where he's seeing Jew.
Oh yeah, that's
true.
You'll see it.
Damn.
I don't know.
Dan's it's just that beard.
So how would you guys, another big question, how do you guys define success for you personally?
Well, I got my time in. I had my success. I had 30 years on the railroad. I'm retired now, so I'm all
He
set.
hangs out in the train
What do you do for a
station. He's paid for it though.
What meant success to you?
Well, it's just that I had my job. I enjoyed it, and I retired, and I'm satisfied.
That's successful right there, right?
You think you could approach somebody from, you know, as a Wall Street, LaSalle Street banker or a Wall Street banker or something like that and say that you were just as successful as he
You're
is?
counting.
Well,
It's very good of you.
No, I don't think so. I
Louise
don't
looks
think
at me and breathes in your ear each time I take a beer.
Why is that?
Anticipating
Well, you're not
stupid behaviors.
We're sitting here at the train station. He's probably.
Yeah, but it's okay, you already dropped a full beer, so you're only down to two. Then all sorts of
That's-
violence happening, yeah.
At least we're on the Greyhound. We're not one step
No
down.
doubt, yeah. Maybe it's better for me that she's not.
So people on the Greyhound are one step below those people who are on Amtrak.
Ticket's probably cheaper.
That's true.
But see, so you just told me that all you need to be successful is a decent job and stay out of jail.
Yeah, but you're giving me the stair steps of success. And no, I'm not as successful as a Wall Street banker.
Okay, fair enough. So there's some gradations or classes in between.
Well, there is. It's not a caste society, but there are. I mean,
It's not?
You could attain it if.
What's that?
I didn't, but I could have. Nothing to stop me, really.
Right there.
But what would you say about somebody who was near the top of the social ladder who said that perhaps you were something of a failure because you'd never tried to achieve what he's achieved?
Well, I'd probably cuss at him.
Thank you.
Success be?
Definition of success.
Metra.
Being comfortable.
I think I know him. I think he trades in
being able
euro
to
dollars.
donate money to other people.
You mean he's in prison now, right?
And,
That's Ivan Boski.
success, second home, Florida home, I guess.
That man doesn't have a forehead, he's
I
got
like this
5
idea of
heads.
success. Check this out.
Because of a high forehead.
It's all monetary things, you know?
I think you've had the chance to do whatever you wanted to do.
I think it's been more than fair. I think, you have, especially to the elderly have, you think about it, I mean, they've taken out a lot more than they've ever put in. And I just wonder how long the system's gonna, the markets will tell us, right? When the system has had enough. And I think we're probably getting pretty close.
Somebody
that's
sprayed
why
this man
went
with
back
a
to
beer.
the $400 million budget deficit. When interest rates have come down. I mean, it's the kind of thing that makes you wonder.
Definitely in
Things start
euros.
to get worse.
This system is terrible.
The elderly is
Here's the
taking
last
on more than
word.
they put
The
out.
welfare system?
No, I mean, this system, period. I mean, I love America. I think this, all this is God created. It's beautiful. I just love the whole bit. But here's what I'm saying. We have a problem here, economic problem here. See, for some people, I'm okay. I mean, like,
Who's
Can't
having a
argue with
problem?
that.
the country seems to be having a problem.
Since we have a social system which is based largely on connections, as you've said, would you do anything to change that if you could?
No.
Why not?
Status quo.
Because if they were not there, I wouldn't be where I am from a selfish point of view.
Okay. Well, thanks very much. Thanks for talking to us.
Next time I need to store something, I'll ask her to open up her head for me. Listen to this guy start to play the theme from Sesame Street. You can hear him in the background with those snots.
Right there.
Before I let you go, there's this piece of your mail that I just got that I wanted to.
I think this is a John Krug,
Just the chicken
Jeff
jack.
Marlin
The crazy,
creation. I gotta hear this.
This one doesn't go in the Joe's Basement Museum. Dear Joe and Basement, your show is a complete sham. I tune in every Monday night at 10:30, even a minute or two early, and all you have is a list of what would have been in the show and what they would have done had there been a show, which there never is. Read that again. Your show is a complete sham. I tune in every Monday night at 10:30, even a minute or two early, and all you have is a list of who would have been in the show and what they would have done if there had been a show, which there never is. In fact, I invited 10 close friends, including my radiator, my long-dead second-grade pen pal Tim, and Jodie Foster, and they all agreed with me because they're my friends and friends help you. They agree with you, they talk to you in your sleep. Proudly, Ted Ganschiff, the most interesting letter writer we've had in several weeks. Thank you, Ted.
Steadiest camera with the
Well, I guess it can steadier look.
Was that mine?
No, this is Paul.
Oh, I think
I have
so.
nothing to say.
Watch this. Just
Later, the top of the camera. Too bad it didn't fall in front of it. All right.
head right.
Well, be sure to join us next week as we explore another deep and meaningful topic in another witty and irreverent episode of This Week in Joe's Basement.
Cigarette!
Cigarette time. All right, good job. Good work, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. I forget how long.
Thank
we
you,
stayed
thank
there.
you, thank you.
We need to see some, what's it, reservations. God, I'm really drunk.
Congratulations.
Much snogging experience.
Snogging. Yeah, snogging.
I was really hoping
Because
Sarah
usually
would
Red
come
Dwarf
in
to be something else, though.
Snogging, it's kissing.
Tongue kissing,
Like really,
right?
really necking. It's snogging.